Det er i dag den 9. september 2016. The chess program is Stockfish 6, and it is set to think 6 moves ahead. The default is 3 moves, but it's set to 6 moves ahead. And Stockfish is playing the white pieces, and me, I'm playing the black pieces. And now we'll see, it didn't take many minutes to play this game, max 10 minutes. And Stockfish starts, and we see how it went. A3. This is a move directed on the bishop on f8. So in the openings where it comes out on the diagonal, it prevents it from going to b4. But you can exploit this move by putting the bishop on g7, where it is directed through the weak b2 pawn. So I play t6, knight f3, bishop g7. So now a3 is like a stroke in the air. It doesn't do anything. e3, c5, again directed on the bishop diagonal from g7 to b2. Well, it plays d4. The plan is to threaten the piece. It threatens the piece on c5, but not very long. I take it, and it takes back. Now I have 2 center pawns and a good pressure on the diagonal. d6 further strengthened the diagonal g7 down to b2. Knight f6, knight c3, castles and castles. a6 to prevent the knight or the bishop going to b5. d5. Now there's not many good places for the pieces of Stockfish. Knight e5, e6, queen d2, directed against h6, where it could play its bishop to h6. If it plays the bishop to h6, I might place my bishop on h8. This was better. Threaten a piece like usual. Well, I threaten a piece also. Knight takes on e5, and then queen takes on e5. So back to f4, threatening something. And then I play b5. knight g4. It might have taken on g6, but he preferred this move. Queen to a7, which is directed against this pawn on d4. Knight takes knight, bishop takes knight. Now I think it's in a kind of dilemma, calculating dilemma, because it looks like it will lose the pawn on d4. And now we see that the computer doesn't think because of the next move it makes. This is an odd move. Knight takes on b5. And I say thank you. And the bishop goes to b5, and I cannot take the pawn on d4 right away. I quietly play this move, and it plays c3, and I am not able to take the pawn on d4 anymore. And that might have been the conclusion of the whites. It has a couple of free pawns on the queen side, and it has seven pawns where I have 5. So it thinks that this might be a good position. Now rook to c8 and a4. Knight to a5. Bishop to e5. Bishop takes bishop. D takes bishop. And knight to c4. Now I have a good control over the free pawns and the center, and it prefers to exchange queens, which I do because I'm a little ahead. Now I have the open c file. I get this one, and rook b8. This cannot be defended, the pawn on b5. But it prepares to defend the pawn on b2, at least. I take. It goes to b3, and I put the other rook here, so it cannot take the knight. So it goes there. Knight d2. Rook d1. But I just take on b3. If it takes the knight, it is mated on b1. I go back. And now we can see that it's 5 pawns against 5, and a knight more on my side. So this became the last move in the game, and Stockfish resigned. As you have seen now for yourself, not a move has been taken back or anything. It's played right from the position where I sit and on the board, and nothing has been taken back, and it has been played rather quickly. It is not better than that. It is a calculator. It is not a thinker, but it's only a calculator. And of course it can calculate better than anyone else, but this is not a game about calculating. This is a game about ideas, and it had the bad idea. That's why I won, and you can do the same. Just don't be scared of a calculator who cannot think. Thank you for watching.